I love hentai. I love hentai.
I cannot believe I'm gonna be responding to this. How's it going, everybody? This is Rob of Novakast, back with some more of content for you guys, and this is... how do I even start this? For those who have been around from my first channel, you guys know I've done rants about particular individuals in the... I guess the best term for it would be the cam girl community. Now, just in case, for those people who don't know what a cam girl is, a cam girl is somebody, or a woman or a girl, who poses in front of a camera or webcam and, for the most part, acts provocatively for the camera, mostly for the attention of the male demographic, to gain donations and views from that sort of demographic.
Oh my.
Now, I know some people are probably like, oh, you're a guy, would you have a problem with that? Well, for the most part, I don't. And I've stated several times in previous videos that as long as it's in the proper medium, then it's fine. I don't care. As long as they're doing it in their own area and not exploiting other genres, that's okay. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, for instance, you have certain cam girls who have tried to exploit programs or, platforms like that of YouTube and Twitch. Not only that, but also using platforms or genres like video games to try to further their reputation, where, for instance, they overexpose themselves. And one of my biggest issues, because I've had to I hate to say watch, but for the most part kind of observe. That makes it worse, so Jesus. But my bottom line is, I had to see what was going on, because I have never been like interested in these kind of this kind of content, if you can even call it that. People like Zoe Berger is one of the biggest offenders when it comes to using a demographic to try to push their reputation. And she's been in her own form of controversy, where she, 1, doesn't play the video game, 2, shakes her ass, 3, gets donations from little boys. That's basically her content. And like I said before, as long as they're doing it in the right platform, like let's say Chatterbait, Pornhub, whatever, I don't care. As long as it's not affecting the terms of service and kind of in some way devaluing what other streamers try to do when it comes to, let's say, content like video games, then you know what? Good on them. They can do whatever they want. Now, this video in of itself is not about my feelings about you know, cam girls taking over other genres of entertainment to try to further their own pocket, or lack of. But to talk about, I guess, a controversy in their own community, if you could even call it that, and you guys are kind of gonna kind of laugh at this. This controversy involves a bunch of women on platforms like Chatterbait. Salty about them being outplayed and outviewed by a cartoon character.
What the fuck?
I say that again. Women are upset who compete, I want to point out, compete for attention on a website where you have a bunch of guys jerking off for their looks, are upset that they're being outplayed and outviewed by a cartoon character.
You serious?
I'm just gonna say it. If that's not hilarious, I don't know what is. And it actually brings up something that's really interesting, and it's the fact that in recent years, stuff like VR, where you get to go around in certain games, play as a virtual avatar, and use that avatar to interact with other people, has become more and more popular. And in the sense, you have people who at this point are taking part in something called AI games, or you playing as, or at least you using a AI or avatar of a character and using that as your reaction, or using that to display your reactions for yourself playing video games. And like I said, this has become more and more popular as the years have gone by. So who would have thought that somebody would create a virtual avatar of themselves and proceed to use that on websites like Chatterbait and Pornhub? And I have to reiterate that women are upset that they're being outclassed by a anime cartoon character. The creator in question that's causing this controversy for the or cam girl community is a creator that started Chatterbait called Project Melody, who again uses a virtual avatar to produce their content. And like I said, this person started off at Chatterbait, but is apparently moving to websites like Pornhub, and to some extent releasing, and I'm using quotes, tasteful content for YouTube. And this is gonna sound strange coming from me, since again, because I've shared strong opinions about the eGirl or cam girl community, especially being on YouTube or Twitch. I find this whole situation, especially with somebody who bought all the equipment to do this, very intriguing. And as strange as it is, it's innovative. I mean, no joke. And it just goes to show that this person didn't show their body, and yet they still got more people, and I'm not kidding when I say this, was able to get more people to get involved in their content than these other people did. And I think, and again, that's the biggest crux of the issue, is these women, these other people that are on the websites, are upset that this person was able to get more attention than them, and they didn't even have to show their bodies. And again, I ask you guys to go check out TheQuartering's video, links in the description, because he shares some of the tweets. I tried looking for some of the tweets from some of the people that have become very salty about this whole situation, and it's just hilarious. Their complaints, like, oh, we've done so much damage to our bodies. It's like, nobody's forced you. Nobody's forced you to do any of the stuff that you've done to your bodies. But you have this one individual who honestly like took the extra mile, didn't even have to show their body, have that sort that is able to keep that sort of privacy to themselves about who they are, and didn't have to over sexualize themselves. Yeah, their content is sexual, but in the sense, they aren't showing, like, they don't have to worry about their body, like having to change up their body every few years. They don't have to worry about aging. I mean, they probably do at some point, but for the most, you get what I mean. For the most part, it's a person who isn't using their real body and took that extra mile to, in a sense, create a character or a persona that never ages. And I think that might be the biggest issue with the fact that you have an individual who is, in the sense, or at least, let's put it this way, a character, a persona that will never truly change, and to some extent have a strong audience for that. Damn! So I think what I'm going to say is, for the most part, when it comes to these women who are getting so upset with somebody who wanted to do something different than them, be upset. Yeah, I know that sounds mean, but honestly, be upset. Because at this point, you chose to be in the sort of platform that you are in. You chose to expose yourself the way you exposed yourself. And I know that sounds really bad of me to say, but you chose that line of work. You chose to show your identity. You chose to do the things that you have done on the platform that you chose to be on. Whereas this individual made the choices to not show their identity, to use a avatar persona and create content that has or will bring in a particular audience. But when it comes to these sort of people, I know that they're not going to look into that and will just be mad just because. So, alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I know some people are going to think I'm going to be insensitive and leave hate comments, so for those who want to leave comments, leave in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description. If you guys want to follow MJ, Aden, and Magi on gaming content and their streams, they stream usually on Twitch or YouTube. Want to follow some of our other content? I upload content between midnight to noon Pacific time. Go check those out. Usually those videos are premiered. If you guys are following my gaming content, you guys know that I'm also recording The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which has been a lot of fun, and we're actually coming to a close on that pretty soon, and we'll be starting the DLCs, which, oh my gosh, they're so much fun. Thank you guys for watching. This is Rob of Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.